Well, we are in the education of hospitality industry for the last 24 years now, and we have given to the country and indeed to the world a number of very famous chefs who have made a big name for themselves. So we think that there is a big gap between the demand and the supply of good, efficient, and very high quality Indian chefs, because throughout the world now the Indian food is becoming very, very popular, and the job of the chef is getting more lucrative day by day. And in fact, if we see the big hospitality surge in India, with so many hotels coming up, so many restaurants coming up, so many new catering coming up, cruise lines, they all need good chefs. So there is a big need for good quality chef. And the concept of the chef is not just cooking, it's much more than cooking. It is like the planning of the menu, it's like financing, it's like budgeting, it is like managing the other chef, it's like management of the kitchen, and also it's the biggest revenue earner for a hotel and a restaurant, because a kitchen is the epicenter of any hotel industry. If you take the example of restaurants, airline catering, everywhere you need food. School catering, office catering, and in fact even in prison you need food and you need chef to cook the food. So when we thought about a young chef, we thought that we should give back also to create an awareness, among the youngster, that cooking is not just a career, it is also our life skill. Just like you need to know swimming, you need to know driving, you need to know certain basic life skill, cooking has now become so much so a very important life skill. Most of the kids today are studying either abroad or studying maybe within India but away from their homes, where they are studying different kind of course. It may be engineering, it can be medical, it can be business management, but they are studying in a place which is not where their mom cooks their lunch and dinner. So they need to know some kind of basic cooking. So to create this awareness that in order to be successful in life, you need some kind of life skill, of cooking skill. We have created this initiative which is called Young Chef Initiative. So we are trying to inculcate this awareness among the minds of the youngster, that like swimming and driving, you need to know some kind of cooking to sustain yourself in difficult times. And even for the married mature people, when your wife is not there, you need to cook for yourself. So it is been now looked not just for a career, but as a very, very fundamentally basic skill which is important to be a successful person in life. In one word, I can say just fantastic. Because when we first started in 2011, we got only 280 schools, and it was done in a very short time. And we had a finals done in Bangkok, where IIHM do have a campus as well. Last year, we had got almost 2,800 schools all over India, which is kind of a fantastic feedback. When we spoke to the kids, the boys and the girls, and initially we got more girls than the boys, but for 2013, we got almost equal number of boys and girls. So the response from the school principal, response from the teachers, response from the school counselor and the students and the parents has been very good, because they have now understood that they are not going to be a chef or a cook to take part in this competition. This is a lot of fun because you come and cook. And I met a young girl yesterday in one of the prelims, and she said that, well, I always believed I was a good cook, but when I came, oh my God, I just found I was the worst of everybody. Everybody can cook better than me, but then now I know what it takes to become a good cook. And so I asked him, so do you enjoy? And she said, it's been fantastic, because I have met so many new friends, because there were about 250 young kids doing the prelims together. So it's also a kind of a networking among the peers of the different school children coming together at one place, cooking. And as I always say, there is no winners and losers. Everybody is a winner here. And it's a big fun. And of course, the competition gets tougher as it goes up to the finals in London. But what I can see that we have been very successfully able to inculcate that concept that you need some basic cooking skills to sustain and to be happy in your life later on, just like any other life skill. I think it's a very important point we are making is that we have also writing to the Ministry of HRD now that why don't you make a small module in a class 11, 12 on cooking for yourself, but everybody can do, just like physical education that you do, but everybody is not going to gym every day, but physical education, work education, these are part of our education system where we look at a holistic development of a kid, not just for studies, but he should be knowing everything in the world. Just like that, cooking should be also be included. Since it is unfortunately not there in Indian curriculum, we thought we take up the responsibility and try to make it an educational journey. But again, at the end of it, it's all very big fun. And I think the response of the students and the parents has been overwhelming. It's just too good. Yes, initially there has been a little bit of an apprehension for any new concept, and we really struggled in certain schools to convince the school principals and the teachers, and they all said, oh, cooking is for girls, this is not for our boys, this is a boys' school. So yes, initially we had a couple of hurdles, not many, but then when we actually convince them that this is not about cooking, it's not about a career in being a chef, although it can be a career of a chef if someone wants, but this is a concept which will help them in leading their life. It's a lifestyle skill, it's a life skill. But then I think accepting a couple of stray incidents, they're all very, very supportive, very, very cooperative. In fact, so much so in most of the schools, when they came for the prelims, the teachers accompanied them and they said it's been one of the best things they have been seen in the last few years. The parents were absolutely overwhelmed because we also invited the parents to come and see how their kids, and parents said we never knew that our children have so much of talent because in the home they only study or see TV or play games, but now we can see my son or my daughter can cook so good food that we never knew that hidden talent. In fact, he can become a chef as an alternate career. Yes, I think they discovered a whole new world of culinary art. It's not a science, it's an art. And it's not about the food only. It's the food, it's the presentation, it's the taste, it's how you can talk about your food, how you can represent and present your food and yourself as a future chef. And some of the chefs are the most well-paid professionals in the world, as we all know. Right from Nigel to Gordon Ramsay to Jamie Oliver to our very own Sanjeev Kapoor, they're all being big success stories. So everybody knows that being a chef is also a very lucrative career. So that's also one of the reason a lot of parents have shown interest, and they've asked us 100 questions about what it takes to become a chef. Well, the first thing we do is we send them mailers. We send them email letters, and we send them mailers, and then we talk on phone, and then we actually go and meet. And then we have a PowerPoint presentation. We have a small video of the last 2 years finals, which was held in Bangkok and London respectively. And we tell them about the success stories. And it's a big prize money for the winners, 5 lakh rupees and a glittering trophy, and a week in London. So everybody gets excited about it. So we choose the schools irrespective of whether they are English medium or Bengali medium or Hindi medium or Urdu medium, it doesn't matter to us. And so we cover the whole spectrum of the Indian schools, and we try to do that it is from a school. So we choose from the schools, and the schools are also benefited because they also attach a lot of pride that they are participating in a national level contest. So if they win, it's not just the kid who wins it, but the school who wins it. So the trophy comes to school as well. So we basically got very good response like in that particular process. Well, it is an Indian food basically because we are promoting Indian food. So, and we are promoting India in a way because the finals are always in London or any other foreign country. So we are trying to promote the culture and the food, the cuisine of India. So it's Indian food, and they can choose one of the item, and first they bring it cooked from home, and then we shortlist, and then they cook a 3-course menu, and then we shortlist, and then they go for a full day of cooking, and they cook for 100 people, and then we shortlist. And from that shortlisting, we choose 8 kids to go to London for the finals. Well, it's just that they can't believe it. I mean, it's just so overwhelming for the students, for the kids. They're all 16 years old, 17 years old kids. And for a lot of them, they're traveling for the first time out of India. For a lot of them, the first time they're traveling out of their hometown. And for almost a lot of them, the first time they're on flights. So they are absolutely excited. They are in their highest of spirits. And a lot of our own people travel with them. So I think the entire journey is so much exciting, so much of fun, that when the competition comes, the tension eases, because although it's a competition, but then you are competing almost against your friends. So the entire environment becomes very exciting, very enthralling. At the same time, I think they enjoy every moment of it. From the time they get in the flight till the time they reach London, they have the city visit of London, they go all around, we show them, we take them to the London Eye, we take them to the cruise, we take them to the museum, and then they come into the competition, and they meet some of the best chefs of London who comes and talks with them. I think it's the best time, it's the best 7 days of their life actually. Well, Chef Sean is one of our culinary director, and he is responsible for conducting this young chef from a technical point of view, like what are the rules to be set in, who are the people to be selected, who are the judges to be invited in London, and the culinary logistic inside the kitchen, because all these kids go to UK. It's a different kind of a culture, different country, and different weather. It can rain, it can be very cold. So Sean is being a British, of course, he has got the advantage of briefing the students on each and every small things, so that when they go there, it's like their home. So he has been a big inspiration for this young chef initiative. I think they have been absolutely excited, because for the first time someone have done this, and they have been waiting for some event like that where they have got 7 or 8 kids of their own country coming and cooking some fantastic food. As for the chef, I must say, Atul Koshar, who is one of the best known Indian chef in UK, and when he came for judging, he said, at this age, I'm sure I wouldn't have done half as good as these kids have done. So they are absolutely overwhelmed. They are very excited. And the standard of the competition is very high, because even when the last year's runners-up from Calcutta, she in 2 hours time made about 8 dishes, And Chef Atul Kosher asked, did you bring all this from Kolkata? Because how can you make it? I can't make it 8 dishes in 2 hours. So I think it's been extraordinarily good quality, and it has been very taken very positively by the chef of UK, both of Indian origin and of British origin. And more chefs are coming, because now, as we all know, in Britain, curry is a national dish, which is an Indian dish. So they all love curry. And so even among the people from London, they are very excited, and they ask us that when is next happening, and I think they got involved in the process now. I think it's very good experience for them as well. Absolutely so. So in fact, 2013 is still in London, but 2014 it can be in New York or in anywhere in USA. 2015 it can be in a moon. So there is no stopping us actually. We would love to do it in different places of the world, and obviously one of my favorite places in Paris, because as we all know, the French cuisine is the best known in the world. So possibly a couple of years from now, we'll hold our finals in Paris, which is the capital of France. And yes, I'd like to welcome more and more youngsters to come and join this very exciting initiative. And I'm sure that a lot of these youngsters who are getting into this will be speaking to them. But then we would also like to call a lot more youngsters to come and join this. And I'm sure they're going to have great fun being a part of this competition.